Right then, now that I've got my breath, because that has been a bit in a palaver. So, we're in a bit of a different place this week. We've come 4 hours south to South Wales, and we're in the heart of the Brecon beacons. And someone you might recognise that. That is, I think without looking at map, that's Corndu. So an early indicator of where we're going. So yeah, it is 6 o'clock and I've had a bit of a, not a cock up with parking, but it was when I got to my original spot for parking, I didn't like the look of what I was seeing. So I've ended up driving another 40 minutes to come to the National Trust Visitor Centre on, I think it's the A470, and I've parked in there, paid my ticket. I say paid my ticket, I'm a National Trust member, so you just scan your card, like pretty much what National Trust allow you to do in England. You can scan your card, and then when you get back to the car following morning, you scan your card again. And I've done that on several occasions. I've spotted National Trust people and they're happy for you leaving your car overnight if you do that sort of thing. So I'm hoping this applies down there. So yeah, anyway, got parked up there, got my pack on and that, and it's yeah, 6 o'clock. It's not going to take us that long to get up here. I'll give you a few more details on my original plan a little bit later on when we get pitched up and stuff, get settled down. So for a minute, the route I've took, I do need water. So at some point down here, this path crosses over this little stream at the bottom here, where I'm going to get my water, and then we're heading off up there. So we'll crack on. I'll fetch you back a little bit further on that way. But it's actually finally good to be back out as well. It's it's Sunday, 16th today, and 16th of June, and it's been about 3 weeks since I did that last 2 nighted in lakes. That following week, me and Kerry had a week down in Cornwall in van, and obviously of course I've been back at work, but I've been having a few problems as well. I've ended up with really bad toothache, and the other week I went to the dentist, found out that I've got an infection in my tooth, ended up on antibiotics. It was keeping me awake at night. So I've had a bit of a tough time with that. So the antibiotics have worked, stopped me having toothache, but dentist took an x-ray of my tooth and it's all bad into root. So this week, this is why I'm out having a couple of nights out. On Wednesday, I'm in for a tooth extraction that I'm not looking forward to. Yeah, that has been giving me some bother. Not looking forward to it, but I'll be glad to have it out, that's for certain. So that has been my last 3 weeks since my last camp. So yeah, this is one I've been looking forward to, and especially as it's a new area for me, because I've never been here. I've been to South Wales on holiday and things like that in years gone by, but to actually come here and camp in Brecons, this is my first time down here. Right then, this is the spot I'd identified on map for to get some water. That's the cobble path that carries on up to Corndu up there, and I do apologise in advance to any of me or any Welsh viewers for my pronunciations. If I'm getting it wrong, which I'm most likely going to be getting it wrong, I do apologise. So I'm quite happy to be told that I'm getting any of my pronunciations wrong. So we'll go, that's spelt corn do, so that's what I'm calling it, that's how I pronounce it. Most likely wrong. So yeah, that is the route up there we're going to be taking, and then where we're going to be stopping I'll explain a little bit later on. But I'm going to get a couple of litre water on board here, filtered, and we'll crack on. That's a couple of litre of water filtered, just come across there, didn't get my feet wet. So we'll crack on off up here now, up the steep, looks like it's like this sort of way up, the paved route up, all the way up. Not got that far to go, it's not that steep looking at it actually, to be fair. Looks quite easy going, famous last words there. What was I saying about this being steady away? Crikey. It's getting a little bit breezy the further we get up as well. The forecast for up here tonight, a sort of 10-12 mile an hour winds, up to about 18 to 20 gusts. It's not quite that yet, probably about 10 or 12 mile an hour this. It's not bad. I'll take what we get up there, it is what it is. So then that is looking down on the again, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, Clyn something or other. That's the it's a small clyn down there, as they call them round here. That were one of the options to camp at if it were going to be a bit too wild with weather up there, with wind. And there's already somebody, I can see a tent already pitched up down there. Yeah, if you haven't sort of fathomed out where we're heading up to Penavon, or is it Penifan or Penwyfan? Again, any pronunciations I get wrong, but I'm sure it's pronounced Penavon. So for the sake of video, we'll go with Penavon. Can do 870 metres or 873 metres, something like that, in that range anyway. Right then, that's his first destination. That is destination number 2, Penavon. Right, Penavon summit, 886 metres. Touch it, make it official. A little bit breezy up here, but not too bad. Like I was saying with forecast, it was sort of early teens, so it is about that. It's marked maybe 10-12, so a max 15. But yeah, there's plenty of spots on here. It's nice and flat, but I'm not actually camping on Penavon. You might ask yourself, why have you come all this way south not to camp on the ice one? Well, the spot I've got in mind, I didn't want to camp on Penavon. I wanted a view, the spot where I'm camping, I wanted the view of Penavon, or this face that we're looking straight down here now. So that straight across there is cribbing, and I can see there's a little ledge, so halfway up that ridge there, that is where I'm camping. I've seen quite a few people camp there on pictures and whatnot, and that's the that is the view what I wanted. I want to pitch my tent there. As I can see from it just at the minute, there's nobody there, so I'm going to get my arse in gear and get across there before anybody else gets to it. And that's the view I wanted, from there looking straight across to Penavon summit and looking at this this face on it here, because when we get there I'll show you, you'll see what I mean. I'm sure most of you don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic fantastic view. So we'll crack on, get over there. It's 7 o'clock, sunset is not well quarter to 10, 21:43 or something like that it is, so we've loads of time. So yeah, let's crack on, we'll get over there, get tent pitched. Right then, here we are. Oh. This lovely little shelf here. As you could tell, it's a little bit warm here. As I said, it is a popular spot this. But this is what I was talking about. Get this picture, you might not be able to see it, but you're looking straight back at that face of Pen y Fan there. And from on this side, looking straight up at Cribbing there. So once that sun's dropped off at the back of there a little bit later, haven't we? We should get a little bit better view at the face of that, and I should be able to get the sort of picture that I'm after. So I'm going to get this pack off, I'm going to get a drink because I'm thirsty. It's a little bit more breezier here than what I'd have liked. Just in bottom there coming up here it weren't too bad, but as I've come onto this platform here, obviously wind's coming straight through here and up and over the top and onto here like, but it's not too bad. I say it might be about 18-20 mile an hour this. But yeah, we'll get tent pitched, see what this X-Mid Pro's like in a little bit of wind there, because this will be the first time that I've pitched it in any sort of wind, if you like. Sure, I'll have no problems. Right then, we're all pitched up. Just getting a bit of sorry. Just made me send a brew. Got all set up in there. I've changed out of my base layer and my mid layer that I walked up in. I've got my merino on me Sencha and then my lightweight down jacket. I've just measured wind speed, it's gusting up to about 24-25 mile an hour tops, but it's around that sort of 14-16 mile an hour mark, so it's no major. So I've just checked weather forecast, it is due to drop off down to sort of 10 to 12-15 mile an hour high through night tomorrow morning, so we'll see. It's not bad. It's coping perfectly fine. It's nice and solid, that, as I thought it would be. So yeah, I'm not even sure what time it is. I think it's about 8:10, and I just got set up and got my centre brew on. I realised what time it was, and I can't remember what time England match was on, so I might have a look on phone and see if I can get Sky app on, go and watch England match. But yeah, I'm going to relax in there. That's looking back up at Pen y Fan. You might not be able to see me because we're looking directly at the sun, but that is due to just drop down back of there, behind that into next sort of 10 to 15 minutes maybe, and then we'll get a really nice view of that. Now weather forecast is probably about spot on, because it was meant to be a little bit cloudier throughout there, and then sort of towards evening, sort of 6, 7, 8 o'clock it was due to come clear, and it's due to be clear all night right through to tomorrow morning, and an half a day to tomorrow morning, so that looks as though it's sticking true to what it was forecast. So we're on for a nice night, even though it might be a little bit blustery. So finish this, get me brew, chill out. Right, well, I've got kettle back on. It is, I think it's about 9:15, yeah, 9:15. And I said I was going to settle down and watch England match, didn't I? I've got Sky Go app on my phone, but I didn't realise that BBC don't play on there, so I've had to download BBC iPlayer and get it on, but signal's a little bit in and out, so it's currently buffering. That's longest it buffers. It'll play for 5 minutes and then buffer for 30 seconds and then it comes back on. But they're winning 1-0 anyway. I think it's about 5 minutes to half time. It's just come back on me now. And aside that, last time I spotted, I said, oh, waiting for sun to set behind Pen y Fan, didn't I? But it hasn't. What's happening is, so Pen y Fan's smack behind you all here, and that ridge runs down at 45 degrees or something. Sun's following ridge. It's setting but following ridge line down. It's not actually dropping down behind it, and I'm looking straight at it there. It's blinding me because it's that bright. Because I was saying earlier on, one that sky's really clear now. There's only an odd bit of cloud knocking about, and it's really bright, that sun in that clear sky. So hopefully shortly, I mean, I'm hoping in next 10 or 15 minutes, like I said last time, that sets behind there, and I can show you at face of pen of hand when I go like that and what I'm looking at. So besides that, yeah, I've got kettle back on. I'm going to get me send some tea in between watching match. Expedition foods tonight. Chicken tikka with rice. Now this is courtesy of Steve, who sent me a package through to post a few days ago with some meals in, some of these Expedition foods meals in, and a few other bits. So that's the first time I'm trying one of these, so thank you very much for that, Steve, that's much appreciated. Chicken tikka with rice, that is one of my favourites, that, in some other meals that I've tried. I think it's something to eat one that do one of them, and I do enjoy that, I do like it, so looking forward to that. So yeah, that's starting to steam a little bit, so that'll be getting put in there shortly. I'll watch the match. Hopefully that goes down behind that ridge in a bit and I can get some photos and video. And I'll fetch you back a little bit shortly, or shortly should I say, and a little bit later on. Right then, just before I tuck into me snap, that is sunset just over at ridge, just above my head there, and that's what we're looking at. It's still a little bit dark in here there, I think, looking at screen there, front screen. But we've got some nice light looking behind us there on cribbing. That's cribbing there behind us. Looking that way. Like I say, it's still a little bit dark. It's still too much light in sky looking that way. But yeah, that's what we're looking at anyway. I'll tell you what, it's that wind, the wind's dropped off, but there's a right chill in it. It's not exactly warm, so it's not freezing, but it's cold, let's put it that way. So I'm going to dive back in there. It's half time currently at match, so I'm going to jump back in there. My tea will be ready, so I'm going to dive into that and get that head. Right then, it is 19 minutes past 10. Not long since finished watching match. England 1, Serbia 0. So a good opening result that. Toured a little bit to outs end, but got there. And while I was watching that, I was laid with door roll back, and I got my phone went up on my hiking shoe here. The wind, it got up and it was quite a bit of that wind. It started, I think it's sort of, when I set tent up, I set it up with this back edge into wind. I think it's sort of moved that direction, sort of behind where you are, behind camera is, and it was blowing in and vibrating door. And anyway, once match had finished, I got out, zipped door down, tautened everything back up now. All that little bits of vibrating up panels have stopped. It's I don't know whether you can hear wind or not, but yeah, it's definitely got back up. Like I was saying earlier on, it dropped off a little bit. It dropped quite calm. Odd little gust coming through, but then it's got up again. But I reckon it's probably gusting to about 25 mile an hour now, which probably about what it was forecast to be. But it is supposed to drop off through me, but we'll see tomorrow morning. So I got me sent a brew on, as per usual. A few cakes, a brew. I think sunrise is, let's have a look. Sunrise is 4:53, so when I've had this brew and these cakes, I say it's 20 past 10 now, I think I'll set my alarm for 4:30, and like I say, when I've had this brew and these cakes, I'll get my head down, try and get some sleep and get up for a sunrise, because like I say, the forecast is for it to be quite clear. It's clear now. Going to be clear right through to tomorrow morning. We'll see if we can get a nice sunrise. So yeah, I'm going to get these down, get this brew. So I'll bid you a good night, and I'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. It's currently 4:45. was saying last night, put my alarm on for 4:08. I've just got up, put my trousers on, I've been turned to it. This is what I've got up to this morning. It got very windy during night. Not sure what speeds it got up to, but it was certainly more than the 20-25 mile an hour. I can tell you that. There was some really heavy gusts coming through. It's calmed down again now, but I've just stuck kettle on. That's looking back up at Penavon, and I can already see about 8 of us and folk up there, so folk must be heading on up there very early for sunrise. And then when I've looked towards end of valley here, I don't know if they can see all this inversion. There's an inversion creeping into this valley here. That looks absolutely beautiful, that, looking that way. Looking over this way, like I say, I've no idea the area around here. It's my first time down here, so you'll have to excuse me for lack of knowledge on this one. This is obviously looking up at Cribbin. I can hear a buzzard over that way somewhere. There's all inversion down here. I think sun's due up about there somewhere, within next 5 minutes or so. There's little bits of wispy inversion down in this valley down here, and then right on the horizon there's thick inversion. So I'm going to get my brew on go. Got a bit of muesli for breakfast this morning. There's a lovely bit of colour in this wispy cloud up into high cloud this morning. Colour off at sun. Right, let's get this brew on. See what this sunrise turns out like. Not disappointed, has it? Makes it all worth setting that alarm and getting up early. Still them people on top of Penavon. Must be folk get out early, parking that car park down where I've parked, and about that hour or so walk up to the top of there for a sunrise like that. It's all worth it, isn't it? This inversion that's creeping over end of this ridge here, I'll just take you on to end here. Just look at that, all creeping over end of that ridge there. And I don't know if you'll make it out, but there's just there's a tiny bit just coming over there. I just wonder, back down in that valley where I've parked van, and the valley that I walked up in to get up onto Penavon, I wonder if that valley's full of inversion. I bet it is. That is really thick, that. Look how thick it is, that inversion. Fantastic, that. Right, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this morning for another half an hour or so, 3/4 an hour. Finish my brew, I might get another one on, and then we'll start making a pack up. And we're more or less going to be walking more or less same route what we've come up, but on a different path. The route I took up yesterday was all because I needed to get some water, and that was the only place I could see to get it. And then we go back more or less same, like I said, same way, but it's on a slightly different path. It's on an adjacent path, so it is a slight circular, it's not a straight up and down. In fact, I'll jump back in tent with this, bro, and I forgot to tell you about the parking situation, so let's get back in tent, and I can tell you about what can't go with that parking. So when I first planned this trip out, obviously I done my research into parking and one thing and another, and I sort of wanted to do, I'd heard of the Penny Fan Horseshoe, so you Google Penny Fan Horseshoe, come up with a route and where to park and everything. So what I'll do is I'll show you on map, because I'm not making a hash of all the pronunciations, but basically you make your way down and you come through, you drive through, I think it's Merthyr Tydfil. So you drive right to the top of that valley through the Taff Faken Forest, if you can see that there. And you drive right to the top end of there's a really narrow road, goes right up to the top. Don't get me wrong, it's a really good car park. It's like a long, narrow car park. You know, park all off down one side, but it's a little bit rough ground. So basically, that was where the walk starts there at the zero, and then obviously that's the Penny Fan Horseshoe. And as you can see, we're just at the top there at Cribbing. So I arrives there, gets parked up, has a look at signboard to make sure they're all right, so to know restrictions, not to pay, out like that. It's all totally free, there's no restrictions. Can't see any reason why you won't be able to park overnight there. But as I was walking up to the signboard, I noticed all over the floor several patches of broken glass all over, and I'm not talking broken bottle glass or out like that. It were all broken car window glass, you know, where you see them where somebody smashed a car window in, and it's all them little, it breaks into little squares, doesn't it? It shatters all over, and there were that all over the floor in several areas. So straight away I was on back foot there. I thought, don't like this. Didn't like thought of leaving van there overnight, even though you know probably would have been safe, but I just thought to myself, I'm not taking any chances with this. So I jumped straight back on map on phone, and I was looking about, and I know you could access Penny-Van from on that A470 off the other side from that National Trust, but like I've just been saying, it was more or less a straight up, straight down, and the Penny-Van Horseshoe, I think it was about 8 to 9 mile circular or something like that, which is right up my street. I'd love to have done that, but maybe I might come back another time and do it as a day walk or something like that. So obviously you've got Cribbing up above us, which I'm not going up there, and then a bit further down there's is it Fanny Big or something like that? I can't remember. So yeah, that put me on back foot. I thought, I don't like this, so yeah, I inputted it into Google Maps, drove right. We're only about another 20 minutes drive back round. Got parked up in that National Trust. I'm hoping that's alright, to be fair, because obviously but in lakes and stuff like that, I know a few people that work for National Trust in car parks and stuff, and I've never had any bother. You can always, what they say is, if you can pay, I'm a National Trust member, so you scan your card, they're perfectly fine with you leaving your car overnight, but what they ask you to do is the following day when you come back, you scan your card again or pay again, so that it covers you for the crossover of the 2 days. It's 24-hour parking, and that's same down there. It says 24-hour parking. Can't remember what price it was. Obviously, like I say, I'm a member, so I scan my card. And there were a couple of lads pulled up in a little car asking me if it were alright to, so it was about 5:30 or something when I turned up there, and the folk from the visitor centre had just gone home, and they were asking whether it were alright to park without paying. So I says, that's up to you all that. take that risk off your own back. So yeah, that was the situation with the parking. So I'm not sure whether anybody else that watches has ever come up Pen y Fan and or done horseshoe or left car overnight in that car park that I've just been showing and been on about, and it's been alright. I don't know, but I certainly weren't taking risk. Right then, I'm going to finish first brew, get another on. Like I said, we'll start packing up, get tent down. 5:20 now. It'll be an early start and an early walk back down this one. Right then, all packed up. It's 6:10. That's where I was. You know, the schoolwork will leave no trace. It's a lovely bright morning. A little bit chilly in that breeze. That's why I've left my cap and my hood up. Yeah, look at this lovely morning sunshine. All this light and shadow outside the crib in here. All the valleys lit up. Looking back up to Pen y Fan. And all this inversion here, look, that's come over at ridge. I bet once we get back up onto the top of here, I bet that valley's full of inversion down there, going back down to visitor centre. So yeah, that's been a cracking camp, that. First time at Brecon Beacons camping, and I have a feeling it won't be my last. So we're going to drop down into the bottom here, go back up this path, back up to Pen y Fan. Apparently this is called Jacob's Ladder. Not 100% sure myself, but I've been told it's called Jacob's Ladder. So we've got all the way back up there to go. And then it's all downhill from there. So let's get going. Oh, look at this. We just shy at top of Pen y Fan. That's looking back to Cribbing, where that inversion's come over. Look at this. I can see it coming over the other side at ridge here, so we'll get to the summit of Pen y Fan. See what it's looking like over the other side of here. Right, we're on summit of Pen y Fan. Summit cairn is just there. We're heading into the mist, or into the inversion. It'd have been a little bit brighter just here. It's sun behind us there. We might have got a bit in a Brecon spectre here, but I don't think we're going to get one. So I will make us way off of here now, over to Corndoo. We'll pick that other path up. We'll start heading back down the valley. It looks as though we're going to be in this clag then now, rest it way down. Unless it happens up below it. We'll see. So we're just skirting at lower end of Corndoo. The just back up here the path splits back up to Corndoo and then dot off down this steeper track where we came up yesterday. I'm sort of skirting the lower track round it down to the far end here. There's several paths meet and then we're traversing off down the hillside then back down to the visitor centre. And it's a lot less breezier down here as well. Just up on top there, we weren't too bad wind like, but maybe sort of 18-20 mile an hour, but it's not weren't overly bad. But we're nice and sheltered down here. But it looks most likely that we're going to be in this all the way back down to the van. I've passed a few people on the way up. And it's showing no signs of clearing. We're about halfway down this track. It's a good track. Also, this is the main intended route off. When you look at map, this actual direction that you come, there's about 3 different routes you can take. But I just followed the more obvious one, and like I say, this looks as though this is the intended one that they want you to use. It's well maintained and that, nicely edged. It's got It's got all these water course bits off, water coming down these water drainages. So it's a well maintained path, nice and wide as you can see. So I will, well, I'll fetch you back when we get back down to the van. See if it's any better than what it is. See if we drop below it, but I don't think we will though. It being cleared up tops. And then you're walking down into this, it usually means that all valleys are full of this mist, full of clag. So, I'll get down to the van and I'll see you back down there. And so as you can see, it has cleared the further we've got down. We've just dropped down below the cloud base, and that's the visitor centre just down there at the corner of this forest here. So about another half an hour or so I reckon, we'll be back down there, back at van. So as I said at previous, as we get a little bit closer, I'll fetch you back. As we make his way down here, I'm assuming the wild ponies. Look at this little one here. It's mother here chowing on grass. Look at little foal. Is it a foal? Lovely little thing, that. Lovely little thing. That's nice to see, that. That's nice to see. Right then, we're back at car park. There she is, still there in the van. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up here. Really enjoyed that one. It's been an area that I've wanted to come to for a number of years, South Wales, especially at Brecons, and get up Pennervan. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that one. Won't be my last time down here. It's an area that I'd like to explore over a lot more of it coming years. Get into Black Mountains and things like that. Get a bit of exploring down there done. So yeah, I'll wrap it up here. View at van on this one, ending. So thanks for watching as always. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on next time.